Welcome to The Other Dimension with the team Damon Penny, Ben Winfield, and Louisa Brown. We guide you through the supernatural, the occult, and the unexplained, answering questions that will make you question your grip of reality, with special guests guiding you through everything from demons to divination, cryptids to crystals, religion to skeptics. We explore in depth the true meaning of the unexplained. So strap in, kick back, and enjoy as we enter the other dimension.
You thought I was frozen, didn't
you? Surprised.
Hello, everyone, and welcome along to The Other Dimension. The guys that you see on this side of the screen, that's Ben and Lou. I know you haven't seen them for a little while, but that is Ben and Lou. They're real. No, I'm joking. It's your Friday night Paranormal Fix. It's The Other Dimension. We're here. And tonight, we're going to have a general chit-chat. We're going to have a little catch-up. Uncle Damon has been working hard, so he hasn't really done anything. I didn't even upload a show till like 3 o'clock this afternoon. I'm well disappointed in myself. Honestly, like, I need a slap on the wrist. But I'm prepared tonight. I've got an iPad. So if there's something now, I can do a Lou and research it and then do like the shortcut version of Ben's long cut version.
That'd be impressive if you can do that.
Oh dear. So Ben and Lou are back from their adventures, where I don't know if anyone caught the video on the page. They've been on like a Viking tour of the country. It's been nuts. Like I've been watching along with them. They've been to Valhalla. They went to the one last week at Biston Hall? Biston Hall.
Biston Hall. Big shout out to Mercy and I'm going to get a link for their stuff up on the page, guys. They're actually really quite nice. And they're a sound bunch of lads. Hopefully next year, Damon, you can join us there because they did a strongman competition.
Okay. Yeah, I'm doing it.
Yeah, big shout out.
Big shout out to Annette. Welcome along. Guys and girls, it's all about you tonight. So if you want to ask questions, just throw them up there in the chat. Just general chit chat. We're going to pick up some bits. Load a couple of posts I want to talk about. There's been things going around. There's been a lot. I don't know if you guys have noticed, right? But a lot of people have been having like weird electronic failures lately, right? Internet.
Why?
And we're having like this crazy weather. Yeah, which is big shout out to Claire Evans. Welcome along. Out to Colour Me Pinkish. Best name on the show. Yeah, so we've been having like this crazy weather, lots of electrical fluctuations, a lot of internet has been going down. There's been massive reports of 5G networks being like completely demolished by nothing. Theory is it's something to do with the whole what's it called? Lunar something, isn't it? Or something to do with the lunar things that are happening.
Yeah, people are saying it's to do with the lunar cycle, but it really isn't. It's more interesting than the lunar cycle, to be honest. Big shout out to obviously Kathy and Jay. Big shout out to Bonnie when she actually jumps on and watches, or she watches on repeat. She actually came down to see us at the show.
She did.
Bear with me, mate, because I'm having
problems.
But yeah,
it's always nice when we get to meet people, especially when we see you on here and we see you in person. That was fun. That was after Nala had just escaped. Yeah, you're right. Carry on, then. Nala decided she was going to escape. Out of her harness and went charging off across the field. And then she got to a big group of people and she just stopped because I think she wondered what she should actually do. She didn't actually know what to do with herself. So I've gone chasing after her.
We do have photographs that someone took at the event, which is quite interesting. Won't say much of the photo up.
You got it.
You have a photo, or we'll put it up after the show.
Sure, where you're on the number.
Yeah. So we will put that up for you guys to see. Other than that,
Spooky photo.
yeah,
Not
it's
a normal photo.
yeah, just
Just clarify.
let you guys see what you want.
I'll tell you the background of it.
Yeah. Well,
Are you going to tell them about the background?
well, no, I'll leave people to see it first. I'll write up in the.
Oh, I was just going to say how Nala was barking.
Oh yeah, okay, on then.
Yeah, because basically it's Friday night. Nala was barking in a certain direction, like going crazy, yapping. And so our friend who was there took a photo, and the photo will be put up. Why did you do that? Now she can get behind me, the cobwebs.
Get behind me.
He comes out pulling in cobwebs. It's your fault.
I'm having mares, man. My phone's not charging. I've got it charging now. I've had to run in, nick mum's charger, and she's like, "My phone's only got 10%." I'm like, "Well, I need it. All right, the world needs me, so you're gonna have to." Who we got live? Oh, big shout out to Kate. Kate was on last week. Really good show.
Yeah.
Like, she was about them, what am I called? Them nursery rhymes. That blew my mind, man. That's nuts.
Yeah, that was really good. Should make it a regular feature.
Yeah.
Because she said how she's looking into them and the different stories behind them. So when she's got some more lined up, get back on the show and do some more.
I could definitely see why Ben's like sort of helps. He helps Ben with research and that, because majorly like deep research, big time. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's crazy how she finds things out.
Both it's nice having two researchers. I've got Lou that does a divination research, and I've got Kate that's quite handy with Latin. Although I did drop a load of stuff on her. I have to say I apologise, Kate, because Lou got obviously the stuff that I dropped on her. Lou's had for a while. And then you wanted something, and I just dropped loads of information on you. What did you do the first time?
What you want? Go on, don't touch me.
So, as I was saying before, I was rudely interrupted by my idiot. So we've had these dropouts in electronics. We had this crazy weather. They're all saying it's something to do with some sort of like solar flare. This solar storm that we're having, shooting neutrinos towards the Earth's atmosphere, which is causing some form of natural EMF sort of EM pump, like electromagnetic pulse thing that's enabling it. And this is what's causing the mad weather as well that we're having at the moment.
Yeah, we are currently in the midst of a massive solar storm, which is throwing absolutely tons of electrical energy. There is paranormal stuff going up all over the place, which is also causing problems, because anyone that's got me on Facebook would have seen my rant yesterday. I just lost it.
I see something pop up on Facebook, because I haven't been on Facebook for ages. Like Jeanette. No, I don't enough. To be honest, I'm going to say it because I'm going to clear as day say it. So obviously, another celebrity has passed away. It's obviously bad. The woman from I think it's Greece, Olivia Newton-John.
You are shocking.
Olivia Newton. Everyone, every single feed.
How do you not know?
Every single feed I looked at.
You don't have a ranty rant. You just thought,
yeah, paranormal. Yeah, I was close.
I was expecting a ranty rant.
But people, I've got different pages where people are going, yeah, we've spoke to her for a spirit box, and I'm like, no, you haven't. She's not been dead for not 48 hours. Don't go trashing that crap across the internet. Show some respect.
In all seriousness, right, I did turn on a spirit box the other day, right? The one that flashes through the radio stations, and as it was going through, it went, "You're the one," and I was like, "She's contacting me. Obviously, she's got to be, you know."
People were doing. It seems to be this modern trend where people go, "I'm just going to contact this person because they've just died." Leave them alone. Have some freaking respect. Like Derek and Cora. Never really got on with him in life, but for Christ's sake, don't go dragging him into this. He's just passed away.
It's like when Steve Irwin passed, there was loads of people putting on Facebook, and this guy I can't remember his name, but he put up, he was like, "I've just been contacted by the spirit of Steve Irwin, and I've got a feeling that he died in pain." And you're like, it's been in the newspapers. He was stabbed by a stingray. Do you honestly think that's going to feel like daisies or something? So...
Facebook wasn't around then, though.
No,
That
but
was before the time of Facebook. That was.
scattered across international. It was the international news when he died.
Yeah.
But see, this is another question I always ask myself. When Derek Acorah passed, right now, it's always puzzled me, and I'm not being silly but I thought I mean it's something we could talk about. When Derek Acorah passed, does he now become a spirit guide, and his spirit guide Sam now becomes someone else's guide, or does he move on? Or when you contact him, do you speak through Sam? This is where I get confused. You see,
Without speaking ill of the dead, Sam would have disappeared.
yeah.
And Derek has obviously never been back yet to contact anyone.
No, that's true. Just got to send a big shout out to a new listener, Molly Simpson. Hello from South Korea.
Oh, nice. Beautiful. I want to go over to South Korea.
It's one of them places where it's like you know, you want to visit these places, but you're a bit unsure. What's the other one that I wanted to do? I wanted to go to Islamabad in Pakistan. I've always wanted to go to Islamabad.
No, you would get shot.
Yeah, exactly. This is what I'm saying. But it's supposedly, if you look back in history, Islamabad was like the cultural center of the world. You know, they had the greatest professors, and the Islamabad Library has got scrolls and writings that take into account all studies of occult from all the way back to like before Jesus. So that's the only reason I always wanted to visit it, because Islamabad was literally the cultural center of the world, not just the Middle East, or it was the cultural center of the world. They produced some of the greatest professors in like theology, occultology, and stuff like that. And it's just like, to get your hands on them sort of scrolls and read that, it's going to take a perspective above to a new level.
Yeah. A lot of that stuff came over from the Baghdad Library. Baghdad used to be a center of scientific.
Yeah.
Everything, basically. Middle East used to be a hell of a lot more ahead of its time than we were.
Yeah.
And it's just, a lot of it's been lost.
It's mad, isn't
it? Go there, but I've got the beard to blend in.
Kate didn't actually realise that Derek Acorah had passed away. Molly's saying you should visit and travel the world, but here in Korea there is such bad rain right now. That sounds awesome.
Getting battered by storms, aren't they, at the minute? Bless them.
It's supposed to be raining next week, man, but I don't know.
Yeah, but rain to them is like a little turn on a tap.
It's like a drizzle. It's like they look at our rain and go, "Oh, is it spitting in England?" We're like, "Oh my god, it's pouring down."
Yeah, in that country, it's like monsoon, basically.
Robert's contact said, Robert's got a new case, haunting after a murder-suicide in the house near me. Will be fun. This stuff soothes me. Yeah, I mean, I can take that on board. So, guys, if you've got any questions tonight, stick them up there in chat. We're going to answer them. We're just having a little chat tonight. So, yeah, I mean,
I got Christina.
Christina's
on. I think Christina was on when I was watching Supernatural the other Saturday.
Probably, yeah.
That kicked off. They always kicks off with them. It's weird. I think it's you two.
We were there.
No, but you was there in spirit, and that's what it was.
I was halfway down a bottle of. What was I drinking?
You were drinking vodka. I was drinking limoncello.
I was halfway down a bottle of vodka.
Nice.
That was the only spirit I was interacting with that night.
See, right, this is where things sort of go a bit upside down. Now, Irene says, I get more spirits bothering me when I'm in the bathtub. Now, I thought that they have some sort of decorum spirits. They don't sort of bother you doing things like that. Or if you're doing
I was knock on the bathroom door. Just let me know they're there. Oh, that's about it. You know not coming.
Will you please leave me alone? I'm contemplating life right now, for Christ's sake.
It has been known that a lot of cases people do see spirits when they're in the bath due to the fact that water is a good conductor.
Yes. yes. And there is this whole thing. I don't know if you heard about it, the 27 Club.
Yeah.
The celebrities that died at 27. If you look at all the ones that died, the ones that died in a bathtub, there's like, I think it's 40% of the 27 Club died in a bathtub. It's supposed to be something to do with occultology, in the sense of the bathtub being some sort of symbolism of start and beginning of life.
Yeah, you look through like Christianity beliefs when they give you rebirth, they basically try to drown you and then let you back up to air. I can make 1,001 jokes off that, but due to Facebook, we're not going to make any jokes off that.
Have you seen the new trend on TikTok?
Come on.
Like, so people, they because you have to have 1,000 subscribers on TikTok to go live. So they just like add loads of new people till they get to 1,000, and they go live, and they have things like I'm a Christian, ask me anything, or I'm a flat earther, ask me anything, or I'm a Muslim, ask me anything. Mate, I was watching a couple of streams. I was watching my flat earthers last night. Oh my god, I was wetting myself. They had one guy come live, and he was saying that the fact that when you look at the horizon, because it is above your feet level, when you look at the horizon, that means that we've got a flat earth. Because if we didn't have a flat earth, the horizon and the earth was circle, the horizon would be under our feet. And then the guy that was talking to me went, so if it's under our feet, how would we see it? Just like, wow, really? This is brilliant. Like, they did shoot themselves in the foot, flat earthers. They really do.
I might do one of them. I'll get 1,000 people and do I'm a so-and-so religion. Ask me anything. See how many people have a complete or meltdown.
I'm not a Satanist, but believe in Anubis. Ask me anything.
Yeah.
Oh, there's some cool comments coming up. Philip Harrison says he gets more spirits at the pub.
Yeah.
Kate mentioned limoncello. Blimey, Lou, that's strong.
I didn't realise how strong it was. I forgot. Until the next morning when I said, oh, I drank a bit of that, haven't I? Let's have a look how strong it is. That explains it. Yeah. Like twice the strength of wine. And I was just drinking it out of my cute little cup, which I showed you on the video, my little tankard, my mini tankard.
I've got some honey mead for tomorrow. I'm going to be drinking some honey mead tomorrow after work. So I'm looking. Nice. Irene said, had to cross a slave girl over who was killed by her owner while I was taking a bath. Gee whiz, boundaries.
Yeah, there's boundaries.
Yeah. This might be the reason I only get a few hours sleep if I'm lucky. Oh, brilliant. Flat Earth, please let me off this planet. Good net.
You have to give Flat Earthers credit. They've got members all around the globe.
Yeah, you say that every time.
That's because it's on their website.
It's one of the things, Lou, right? Yeah. No matter how many times he says it, it still has the same impact because it's hilarious.
It generally was on the Flat Earth website for ages.
Albert,
Flat Earthers have an answer for everything. True.
Yeah.
Can you name me one other type of people that have an answer for everything, apart from Christianity and Catholicism?
Yeah, they have an answer for everything.
The other one is Scientologists. They have an answer for everything.
Yeah, but come on, when you believe that ancient alien spirits sit on your shoulder whispering bad things into you and they arrived here in ships that represent that were the spitting image of Boeing 737s, anyone's going to believe crap about it. I'm sorry, Scientologists. If there is any Scientologists watching, please do me a favour and
well, everyone's got
try not to get banned.
I've got 3 imaginary friends. 2 of them tell me to start fires, and the other one just sits there and hums. So yeah.
Oh, here's a bit of a laugh in a gentle kind of style.
Go on, then.
So obviously at the festival we met an interesting gentleman and we're chatting away.
Yep.
It turns out he was a 3-degree Mason.
Ooh, I like.
So in Lou words, Ben decided to do and started
What do you want?
speaking about stuff that he knew he shouldn't be talking about, but was slowly wondering why I knew more about the subject than he did.
I've had the same experience. I've had the same experience.
Oh,
I went to a t-shirt store at a market, and this guy was selling Freemason t-shirts. It turned out he was a third-degree Mason. And you start telling him things about it, you think, maybe you're not a third-degree Mason because I'm not a Mason at all, and I'm telling you things that you don't know. So what's going on here?
oh, big shout out to Evie Beavy. She's locked in on a Facebook page.
Oh, is
Yeah.
that Evie?
That's Evie.
Hello,
That's our Evie.
Hi, Evie.
shut up. You are not locked in. Shut up.
That's Evie Beavy. But yeah, this I think what kind of knocked him off a bit was when he was talking about like Prince Philip used to be the head of the Freemason order, which we all know.
Yeah, that's pretty public knowledge.
Yeah, but then when I told him who is now, he kind of looked both shocked and scared, didn't he?
Well, yeah, it didn't help he was drinking at the same time.
Yeah.
So he's probably like, did I hear that? Did I hear that?
Everything. Shut up. No, do you know what, right? I heard a rumour that obviously Prince Philip got taken away from the Masons because of what's going on. But I heard a rumour that he's taken charge of the central Skull and Bones.
Wait, Prince Philip?
Yeah.
He's dead.
Well, yeah, Prince Philip, no. Who's the one? No, it's Andrew, isn't it? It's Andrew that's in the papers who's been done. The guy who's been done with thing flying over on what's his name's plane, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's the one.
I'm going to say,
he's
Philip's doing a brilliant job if he's in charge of that.
Yeah, that's the one. Sorry, I got confused. He's the one who is now in charge of the central Skull and Bones, like sort of branching out from London.
Yeah. Well, he will be falling soon from that.
Oh, yeah, 100%. Philip Harrison saying, Mini Cerberus just popped up. That's quality.
Oh, aren't you? You're so beautiful.
She's so fine.
Hellhound, guys, is still here.
And she's beautiful.
So, right, guys, don't forget, if you have any questions, stick them up there. You guys, what you want us to talk about? You pick the subject for tonight, and we will talk. As long as it ain't like anything that's going to get us another week's ban off of YouTube, yeah? I know you guys love it when we go like deep into like these conspiracy things and get banned, but we don't want to ban.
Yeah, we kind of got a little bit buggered for that.
Oh yeah, big style. But we did go in on that subject, even though it was like an invite only and it didn't go public. Like for us to get banned on something that didn't go public, we went in big time.
What happens if we get banned again?
We get 3 strikes. So if we get a second strike now, we get a ban for 2 weeks. If we get a third strike, we get kicked off. So then we've got to create another YouTube page and then get that back up to 100 again to then go again. So yeah.
I think we'll be careful now. Especially with that other the SP projects that I was on about.
Yeah. See, the only other way you can get around that is by doing recording them videos and uploading them to BitChute, because BitChute's got no qualms. Like, there's a guy on BitChute that talks about I can't say it. Just realised. Philip's asking Lou, when you're doing a divination show again?
I'll do one next Thursday.
There you go.
She's doing
on how to read your toenail clippings. That's on its way.
That's a mistake.
That's called toenailology. We're going to be looking into that deeply. Suppose if you bite your toenails, it's a sign that someone in your family is going to pass away. So yeah. It's either that or you're double jointed from the hip upwards. So yeah.
If you take your socks off and everyone runs out of the room, that is a sign that someone's going to die.
Oh dear! No, I mean, I'm sure Lou's got something planned for you guys for the divination show, and I'm pretty sure Ben will be back on Sunday with the occult science. This Sunday, carrying on with the Egyptology.
Might be doing. I'm not sure yet. I might be giving Egyptology a break because I've started a uni course at the minute. So I do need to sort of focus on that a bit. So I might be giving the Egyptology stuff a bit of a break.
Mm-hmm.
And I might be diving into something where I don't really have to do much research. So we might be diving into more of the demonology side of stuff. Because that way I don't have to do as much. It sounds selfish, but don't have to do as much research into it because it's something I've been doing for years.
Yeah. Right. So I had an idea for tonight's show because we was talking about what we're doing, and I thought if I go on my new tablet and I have a look and I go on Google and I search ghost news, and then we can talk about what comes up because I think that'd be
Ghost news.
yeah.
It's like a sort of like a little section with a presenter who used to do stuff like that.
Yeah.
What happened to him?
Yeah. Used to come on, didn't
I think
he?
he did once.
During
It was
COVID.
memorable.
Oh, and this one's from 27th of May from the Daily Record. It says here, terrified Scottish mum ghost is haunting home. Hold on. Haunting home after daughter sees monster in bedroom. Ah. Oh, here we go. This is a good one. This will be a good subject to talk about. This is the team called Spooked. Paranormal expert claims Scotland is most haunted country in the world as new show Spooked Scotland airs. Anyone? That's them now.
Yeah, we
Is
still
that the one with Chris Fleming and Gail Porter?
Yeah, Gal Porter's. Yeah.
Yeah, no, Scotland is not the most haunted country in the world.
Yeah, I would agree. I would agree. I mean, Scotland is in its country anyway. It's part of the UK, so it's not. That means the UK is the most haunted place in the world. So it's sort of like it's false advertising, I'd say. Definitely.
Did you just say Scotland's not a country?
Yes, Scotland's not a country; it's part of the UK.
Yeah, it is. It's not. It's part of the UK, isn't it? So
It's part of the UK.
Well, yeah, it's part of the UK, but it is counted as its own country.
We've got to go through this one. Listen to the headline of this one, guys. Right, out to everyone's locked in. This says, obese Scottish mum sheds whooping 7 stone with help from beyond the grave. Right? An obese Scottish mum who tipped the scales at 18 stone managed to shed a whooping 7 stone with a little extra motion from beyond the grave. Mum of 2, piled on the pounds due to medication, including long-term antibiotics, steroids, and antidepressants she took for a battle with a COPD. It says here, blah, 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 blah. Let's get down to the business. Now, Amanda said she's getting motivation from a pal from beyond the grave. She said Dawn was a great friend. So basically, her friend Dawn was contacted her from the grave, and she's been giving her motivational speeches to help her go to Slimming World so she would lose the pounds.
You sure she was on the right tablet?
Tom's in Scotland as well.
Yeah.
Are you just looking at Scottish ghost stories in the news?
Daily Record. It's a Scottish newspaper. It's a UK newspaper. All right. Oh dear. Right, let's go to the Independent. Let's see what they've got to say about. I've hundreds ghost
stories.
Oh, right. This is an article from a guy called his name was just popped up. Where's he gone now? Oh, I've got to subscribe to read it. I'm not going to do that. But anyway.
Oh, go on. What was his name?
His name was Mustafa Gatullah. He says, I've heard ghost TV shows. These are the truth.
Oh, yeah, I've seen that. It just goes around most haunted for like when they throw rice and use fishing wire and stuff like that.
Yeah, but you've already spoke about like when you go into places after most haunted in there that you see like all the rice that's around and that sort of thing. It is a bit nuts when you think about it. Like you've got to understand when you're a paranormal team, the only thing you've got to go by is your reputation that you build within the paranormal field. Because 9 times out of 10, you're talking about speaking to something that's not there. So if you're going to falsify any sort of spiritual activity, you're going to lose credibility before you even start. I mean, the first 3 seasons of Most Haunted, you can see that they were doing things properly. You can see that they were contacting spirits properly. They were doing things the right way. It's when you got into season 4 where they started doing the Most Haunted live stuff like that. That's when you see, because what you got to remember as well, when you're doing a live ghost hunt, so Most Haunted live, you've got thousands of people from around the country locking in. They're going to want to see something. They're not going to lock into Most Haunted live, especially on the first one that they aired. I think the first Most Haunted live was done at Dover Castle, and they're not going to expect to log into something like that, and because you're sort of hyping up the fact that it's Most Haunted live anyway to start with. So I think that's when they decided that they were going to start falsifying evidence and going from there. But I mean, without ranting, don't get me wrong, at the end of the day, it's an entertainment program, Most Haunted, and it's always been an entertainment program, you know. And we've got to thank a lot of us got to thank Most Haunted because it got us doing what we're doing today. You know, Most Haunted got me out and ghost hunting. It made me want to go out ghost hunting. But you also got to thank them for the sense of they showed you what not to do on investigation.
They were the kings of showing you how not to do something.
Yeah. If you are out investigating and you're taking word for word, page to page what Most Haunted were doing, okay, you may get popular, but that popularity will run out very, very quickly when people see other teams that go out and do things properly.
Yeah. You look at old Zacky boy.
Yeah, Mr. Baggins.
Everything is demon now.
Oh,
that's another word that's on the increase and it's driving me nuts.
That
I can't remember. I still put it up. Someone put it up yesterday. Oh,
yeah.
Ouija board.
Ouija boards. What you thought? Hashtag demonic.
Oh wow! I've seen a lot of people use the word mimic a lot. Yeah.
Yeah, I know. It's funny that, isn't it?
Yeah, we've been talking about it for like what, over a year, and it's funny how it's starting to trend now. Because I find it's quite funny because now you'll get a lot of people go, it's not demonic, it's a mimic. It's a very evil spirit pretending to be demonic to fight off the fear, live off the fear. We've been saying this now for over a year. Like both Ben and Lou have all sat there and said we have had one true case of demonic, and the rest of the time it's been some form of mimic or something like a feral or something that's trying to make itself look demonic in the sense of feeding off the energy and the fear. And it's amazing how everyone's hashtagging mimic now, which is crazy.
Yeah, it's funny for saying we're not the most like show out there yet. Again, everything we've said on the show, you suddenly see loads of other people using it. And I just want to make this purposely clear. I know who you are. You don't do well on hiding your tracks. And believe me, if you're going to use my stuff, credit me. Because if not, I will rip you apart.
It's like a version. It's like Paranormal Taken. Do you know, like Liam Neeson. Ben's like the new Liam Neeson. He's like, I have a certain set of skills. I will find you, and I will kill you.
More with the paranormal footage. They will find you, and they will not let you sleep.
At the end of the day, like, I just don't understand why you would take credit for someone else's work.
Anyone can do it. They've just got to say, look, this is where we've heard it from.
Yeah, it's not hard, is it? Do you know, like when you write a thesis for a university or a paper or an article, if you're gathering in your research evidence from anywhere else, you put it as a prognosis at the end. You know, you stick your research tools at the end. I read this, I got it from this, I credit this person. It's not hard. It's not hard. Even if you put things in your own words, you still credit the people that gave you the idea in the first place.
And the thing is, what makes it funny is no one can use the word mimic. Not in a weird way, but I was the first person who coined mimic because it was for the Zozan cases that I coined the phrase mimic.
Yeah.
I wrote up the first description of a mimic. And I've still got it.
Yeah. I mean, at the end of the day, I had a case come to me the other day, typical case of mimic. 100%. And I said, come across this case before. One of my friend Ben, the guy that I work with, he calls these a mimic. I always say, whenever I get someone that has a mimic case, I say,
I'm not bothered if you do it.
no, but at the end of the day, it's credit. It's like when I call them monsters, you call them ferals, but they're the same thing. Do you know what I mean? At the end of the day, like, it's not hard to credit somebody's work. Yeah, it's not hard to sit there on your investigation and go, oh, well, I think we're experiencing a mimic. I heard on the Other Dimension, or I heard on the Occult Science show someone talk about this, and I do believe that's what we're doing. Then you've credited the person. You've said it's not your idea, but at the end of the day, whether it's your idea or not, it shows as well the level of intelligence you're going to use, because you're able to take the information and use it in a real life scenario as well.
Yeah. I think mimics have an electrical trace. Mimics have a certain electrical trace when it comes to an EM detector. So that's where everyone gets caught out when they when they start to. I've caught someone out before when they start going on about it. He first started mentioning mimics, and I was like, okay, so what's the electrical current trace? And you just froze. It's like, yeah, it's because you don't know. Don't mind people doing, guys, for anything I talk about, anything Damon talks about, anything Lou talks about. I'm pretty sure we're all happy for you to do it. Just don't go claiming it's your stuff, because you never know who's sat in the crowd.
Yeah. Don't go chasing waterfalls, as like TLC said. Lou knows what I'm talking about. Right. Now, there's a little discussion going on in the chat at the moment. I thought we can jump on this. They're talking about fairies. Now, I don't believe in the typical fairy, right? Like you get the tooth fairy.
No. Oh, sorry, Ben's just putting the book in a bag.
Oh, right.
She's not contained.
Oh, Ben, so mean.
Oh my God, you're going to get us banned for animal cruelty.
Okay, I'll go.
Character building.
It's character building. I like that one. That's like when you was younger, you used to get in trouble with your mum and dad. You used to give you a slap. You go, "We do that for character building."
Yeah.
Question. This is one for you, Ben. Lots of people mention hearing static. Why does that happen? From Kate.
Static, for starters, a little bit of a sciencey thing here for you. Static is the sound left over from the Big Bang. People that hear static, usually an electrical discharge within the central part of your ear, when it over vibrates.
Yep.
That's why people use it for hearing noises, because due to your ear vibration that more, you can actually pick up more noises due to the frequency. That's why boxers use it.
Scientists have studied the decibel rating of static, and it's actually at the perfect point in which it stimulates the cerebus at the back of your mind as well, the part that is actually responsible for subconscious and dreams.
Yeah. I just want to say, well, Phil, I'm not a big fat fairy. I did see your comment pass by.
I didn't see that. Let's get it. How do you say that? Ben's a big fairy. I always pick on you. That's not nice, is it? Yeah. Shout out to Bonnie. Welcome along, Bonnie. Better late than never. It's always good. Yeah, so what I'm saying, fairies in general, right? I don't know if I believe in them or not. I believe in the Fae. Yeah.
Fairy folk.
The folk, or the Fae, whatever you want to call them, because they are just natural spirits that, like my mum calls them tree huggers. That's what she calls Fae. She said there's tree hugging spirits here because they're always associated with nature. But when you talk about fairies in general, we see them in Hollywood movies, especially like Avatar and like these sci-fi movies where they're portrayed as these little creatures with wings. I mean, I don't think they look like that at all. They might do. Lou's the expert on the Fae, on the folk. Do they look like with wings or whatever? You know more about them than anybody else on the show.
Why? How?
Because you're a baby Wiccan and they say that stuff.
No. Ben, don't you attack me now, like physically. Right, we can in a minute.
So Lou's going to do a show on baby Wiccans and tell us how it is to become a baby Wiccan. Sorry.
Let's check.
Green baby wicked.
Kate's saying so. It's more biological than paranormal. I think she's talking about the static that you can hear. I think so. I mean, what you find as well, like there's a whole Hollywood theory that if you play static on a TV, you can see spirit.
She's ripping up that pig together.
And also, if you play static sound, spirits communicate through that. But what you have to understand is you have something called the ink blot theory. There's a ghost. Oh, it's just walked off. You have something called the ink blot theory. So, for instance, me and Kate spoke about it before. If a psychologist use it to sort of render how much of a imagination you have, so they'll show you ink dots on a page and ask you what you see. I might see a T-Rex. Lou might see tea leaves that read that you're going to have a baby in 2 years' time. That's the way it sort of works. You see what I mean? So when we're looking at static on a telly, our eyes get focused on the black and white dots moving and we're able to see things. I think there's something to do with the retinal display where it's able, like I said, the frequency that static is sent out at affects the subconscious and the dream part of your mind. So when you're looking at, you start creating in your mind, your imagination starts flowing, you see things in it.
Same as you have with pareidolia.
Yeah, yeah.
The human mind always wants to create an image so that it understands what's going on. This is why if you ever see anything without a face, you know it's right in front of you. And it's not your mind playing tricks because the human mind hasn't got the ability to create a human face.
That's true. That's true. Christina's asking, are fairies the ones that scratches your ankles?
They have been known to scratch people's ankles, yeah, fairy folk, but they're not that big.
I thought that was mosquitoes.
Or Jack Russells.
Oh, Jack Russells. Yeah, Jack Russells. These things have a tendency of scratching where low down.
When it comes to fairy and the fae, you have to understand they're as diverse as demons or angels. They come in different forms, different sizes. It's just Hollywood that makes us believe that the fae and the fairies are tiny. I mean, I have stories of fairies that are 6 foot tall.
Yep.
So it's one of them things. If you believe in the whole Hollywood side of things, which we all know sometimes can be true. There are, don't get me wrong, we spoke about it before on the show where there are films that cut very close to real life, i.e. Harry Potter, i.e. the program Supernatural. They do cut very close to
which I finally started watching, guys.
Oh, how you get on Game of Thrones?
I got bored after season 7.
Oh my, you've got to watch it to the end.
Bored?
No. Where'd you get to?
The ice dragon blew up the walls.
Oh, so you've seen Jon Snow die and come back alive?
Yeah.
And you see him have sexual relations with his half sister?
Yeah.
That's
what I mean. After that, it just got stupid.
Mate, you wouldn't honestly watch it to the end. You wouldn't believe who destroys the undead army. You'd be like, oh, have a guess. Who do you reckon destroys the undead army? I won't tell you, but have a guess.
If it's not one of the dire wolves, then I'm not bothered.
It's not one of
I can't remember now. I've seen it, but I can't remember.
You don't remember who kills? Oh, I don't want to tell you. But I want to tell you, but I don't.
If it's Tywin.
The
dwarf. If he's not him that does it, I'm not bothered.
No, Tyrion. No, that ain't Tyrion. It's someone you would never expect. No, you sort of do expect it, but yeah. Yeah, no, that's it, Kate. You got it right. It's his auntie, not his half sister. My bad. Because she was the daughter of the Mad King, who was a Targaryen. It turns out that there are 3 Targaryens. Yeah, because there's 3 Dragon Riders. There's 3 Targaryens. You know who they are? Because this ain't in the programs. It's in the book, so I can spoil it for you. So you got Daenerys Targaryen, obviously. Jon Snow, because he's her nephew. And Joe, the 3rd Targaryen is Tyrion Lannister, the dwarf. Turns out his mom was a Targaryen. So
it just bored me. Same as Witcher. As good as Witcher is, it's just like, yeah.
No, I get it. I
Send
don't
me the books.
series. Like I can't get into series. I tried Supernatural, got to series 3, was like, nah, this is really boring now. They seem to be following the same storylines. The only ones I've ever got into is Vikings, and I got into Game of Thrones. That was it, really. But
Guys, if you want a good series to watch that'll give you quite close to what demonics are actually like, watch the show Lucifer.
I tried that, and I got one season. I was like, oh my god, it's like Peaky Blinders. Everyone was banging on about Peaky Blinders. Can't watch it. I can't watch it. They try and do the East End accent, and it's terrible. And my god, Luke can do a better impression.
I thought no Peaky Blinders at Brummie.
Yeah, the Brummie.
Oh, there's an East End guy in it. Tom Hardy plays the East End guy in it, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You should be alright with that.
He
Oh,
plays,
Come down there anyway.
yeah, but East End guys are a bit different to Essex.
what's that?
Oh,
Philip
shush.
or Possessed? Philip, you have to.
Oh my gosh, no there. Right,
Uh,
encourage.
Mimics can't possess.
Color.
No, they can't. They don't have the power to possess. And
Yeah,
don't we? Demonics don't possess the soul to retake the body. You know, this whole thing of the 4 stages of possession and stuff like that. I mean, I don't know. I don't personally think it exists.
For a full-blown possession, it requires a hell of a lot of energy and a lot of other stuff. Where mimics that you see most of the time and what's known as lesser devils or lesser demons only have enough power to manipulate you. They do not possess you. These possessions that you see that people scream, oh yes, she was possessed. It's not. It's what's known as low-level manipulation.
Yeah. I mean, if you take some of the famous cases that we know from Hollywood movies and books, cases where supposedly demonic possession happened. So you look at the Amityville case. Yeah, there's more evidence that points to psychological unstableness, and the fact they found a form of sleeping tablet in all the victims. That points to the fact, so that weren't possession. Look at the Enfield haunting case. Yeah, that wasn't put down to possession. That was put down to Janet being a strong PK medium and was able to mediumship skills. And then the third one, if you look at the Pontefract poltergeist case, it's the film When the Lights Go Out. This was a famous case back in the 60s that was in England in Pontefract. That wasn't put down to demonic, even though it was shown that in the film. It was actually put down to a very powerful poltergeist. So when you look at these cases where demonic possession has been, the only ones that I can't really rule out is like the original Exorcist case with the young German boy.
That was a bit different, but there was telltale signs on that lot, and there's a lot of research. Some of them you can tell are full-blown possessions, but this is where you have to look and actually do the research into it.
Christina's made a point there. She's asked, does mental health issue have a lot to do with possession? That is a very strange circle, because as a demonologist, you're not allowed to touch anybody who has some sort of psychological downfall. But in 9 out of 10 cases, these people, supposedly demonics, possess someone who is of psychological unbalance. So it's a bit of a circle.
You have to have a psychological evaluation first, usually.
Yeah.
It's quite easy by a doctor.
So, but I mean, the whole case, the original Exorcist case, like you said, that and the original possession of Emily Rose, which another film was based on, those are 2 cases where I can look at and I can go, there are telltale signs this is greater demons at work and more likely are on the path of possession. But people think they're trying to possess the soul. They're not trying to possess the soul. They're trying to gain a body, gain a foot into our realm. More than
they wouldn't know what to do with the soul.
No.
Like a dog running after a car. Once it catches it, doesn't know what to do with it.
Yeah, pretty much.
The whole soul thing was built up from the church. It was the ideology of the church.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's like the whole concept of sin in itself. Sin made the sin, good and evil was made. I think it was like the 1400s. It was made in the 1400s so that the Catholic Church can render more revenue for corn and more wheat to sow.
Yeah.
So
Suicides.
Mm.
Suicide was only classed as a sin in the 12th century due to a small sect, a religious sect in the Crusades that were running in with a coin wrapped in silk and were using it to batter their enemy. And for them to die doing that was seen as martyrism for them to be instantly taken into heaven after dying the same way as Jesus did by being speared.
Yeah.
So the church at the time made it a sin to do that sort of thing. So
Yeah.
you have to remember this isn't it's not a religion at the time. This was a way of controlling the masses. This was a way of controlling Europe.
Yeah. Same way that politicians and money controls the masses now.
Yeah.
Religion's taken a back foot, but before that, religion was always been a massive control section. I mean, even to the point where the kings and queens of England used to have to answer to the head archbishop or the pope.
Yeah.
So you're thinking about people that are heads of countries answering for what is technically known as the smallest country in the world, because the Vatican City is the smallest country in the world.
Yeah.
So,
Also has the highest crime rate in the world as well.
that's because, yeah, but that's not because of crime itself. It's because the laws are so strict within the Vatican walls, aren't they?
No, it's because it's crime per capita, and because it's such a small country, yeah, it gets so many people in visit. The stats are really high.
Yeah.
I remember that place gets like nearly 1 million people a day.
Crazy, isn't it? It's crazy. Big shouts out to Robbie Crosland. Welcome along, mate. Out to Horny Scott.
Big shout out to Robbie's building equipment, guys. If you want anything, I have just personally just brought 2 rent pods off him. For I think he's selling them for 25 quid. I think.
Wow.
He's doing some really good kit, really good basic kit for guys. So honestly, if you want to hit him up,
That's bad. So you would go onto Amazon or eBay, 45 quid for a box. So that's not bad at all. 25 quid.
he's managed to build us 2 that don't have the high pitched beeping noise. They just have the flashing lights.
Oh, wicked.
Because the high pitch frequency can disturb stuff too much.
Yeah. I've heard there's been studies into that. There have been parapsychologists that have done studies into that. When they've used a REM pod, the high pitched sound, it's almost like the spirit goes towards the REM pod, and when it hears the sound, it disperses.
Yep.
So more likely killing the paranormal activity in there using that high pitched sound. It's all to do with frequencies. We spoke about it many times about frequencies. Philip Harrison, could it be they're feeding on the depression, making it worse, demonics?
Not really, because I suffer massively from depression. I have bipolar, my depression, and it has no effect whatsoever.
Mm-hmm.
And for those of you that I'm going to run my mouth off a bit here, for those of you that say that people with depression shouldn't be in the paranormal field, get a life, get over it, accept what it is. What it is.
Yeah, at the end of the day, what you have to understand is that depression is a lot more common nowadays. People don't realize it. It is a lot more common nowadays because life has got harder in a sense of financially and responsibility wise. And it's the same as anything. That's like turning around saying someone with no legs shouldn't be in the paranormal, or someone with autism shouldn't be into the paranormal. You know, or you know, at the end of the day, it's neither here nor there. Your capabilities mentally and physically do not impact anything to do with paranormal. You know,
I've heard people say to me over the years, you shouldn't be in it because a demon could latch onto you with your depression and make it worse. I've been doing this God knows how many years. I've been in some serious situations. Still here.
exactly.
Overall to me. So,
and if people want to turn around and say that Ben shouldn't be in the paranormal because he suffers from bipolar or he suffers from depression, actually work with Ben and see the control he has over the entities that he works with. Right? Actually spend a night working with Ben and Lou and see the control they have over these entities.
Well, no. It's not control over. It's working with.
Yeah.
We don't control. Right. We work with alongside.
Let me rephrase that. I take that back. Let me rewind. Watch the way that they work with these entities and then come back to me, come live on the show and tell me that Benelux shouldn't be in the paranormal field, because I guarantee you now, you'll be very, very surprised. 100%. And at the end of the day, I suffer with it as well myself. So, what's the problem? Like, I don't understand what people's problem is. Do you know what it is? It's people that are latching onto stupid, silly little things to try and put you down. But at the end of the day, if you've got haters, you're doing something right.
Yeah.
So,
for those that are listening, and anyone that does look back on this, my uni course that I'm starting at the minute is a level 2 in prevention and awareness of self-harming and suicide. I'm doing this I'm aiming to be able to get enough qualifications to obviously help people out that have been in them situations. Obviously, we know myself, I've spoken about it before, I've been in that situation before. So now I'm wanting to get enough qualifications to set up on this page, because obviously we support Man Up with any of the money that we make for Patreon. So I'm starting these courses so that if anyone does, they can get in touch with the show, and you can be put in touch with me, and we can sit and talk to you.
Yeah. I mean, if you look at the chat room, it's a common thing. There's a lot of people paranormal that suffer with this, and then, like I said to you, it's become more normal to have depression nowadays than not to have it, because you have burdens in life, you have financial issues, you have responsibilities of work, responsibilities at home, and all these things sort of, that's what happens. So for people to say that, I just find them very narrow-minded and very egotistical within themselves.
We would rather, and we've talked about that, I would rather you get in contact with me through the show than me having to spend a load of time doing a tribute show to you guys, because let's face it, I'm lazy and I can't be bothered to do a tribute show to you guys. I'd rather you get in touch with me and talk to me.
It is what it is at the end of the day.
Yeah.
People have to understand that, you know, it's the same with football or sport in general, or, you know what I mean? Like, you have Paralympics, you have the Olympics, you have, what is it? I can't remember his name. There's a friend who suffers with autism. He is the Patreon for Autistic Society. I support as well myself, because obviously my 2 little ones. So at the end of the day, like, for people to actually, and I know it's a bit of a downturn for the end of the show, but at the end of the day, it's a subject that needs to be addressed. Because at the end of the day, it doesn't matter what walk of life you come from, what background you have, or what any sort of physical or mental problems that you have. If you love doing, then you should do it.
Yeah.
You know? So
we are happy. I'm pretty sure I speak for everyone here. We are happy to help you if you need the help.
Yes, 100%. I know I'm a busy person now at the minute, guys, but if you need someone to talk to, you've got me, you've got Ben, you've got Lou. We've even got the Discord run 24/7.
Yeah, we're all a great family here. I'm sure anyone and everyone in here would quite happily talk to you about stuff. And Ronnie, I've had it said to me a couple of times over the years. Then later on the following night, they've figured out why, and it's been dealt with. But it always seems to rear its ugly head when people say it.
Yeah. End of the day, it is true. Right, so we are coming towards the end of the show. A little announcement on my part. I will be taking a break from the other dimension for a little while, due to my new workload being completely excessive. So I'll be doing a show next week, and then I'll be taking a break from the show for a little while, depending on when work sort of finally settles down. But it doesn't mean we're not going to be on. Ben and Lou are going to take the Sunday show, and they're going to bring it over to the Friday, and they're going to have it on. So Ben and Lou are going to be taking the reins for a little while, while I sort of get things settled down and get into sort of a normal pattern or routine. But yeah, I'm sorry, guys. Unfortunately, I'm working like 12, 16 hours daily. I mean, excuse my French, but I'm working like beyond belief. I didn't get until 3 o'clock today. That's when I uploaded the show today, so it's been madness. But work's been a bit demanding, so yeah. I mean, I'm hoping things go well so I can come back. That's the plan. But we've got things in place. You'll have Ben and Lou taking you through for a little while. Next week will be the last time I come on, because I'm moving over to PM shifts. So I'll be working till like 10, 11 o'clock at night. So yeah, unfortunately, we plan things in life. They don't always go the way you plan them, but I'm not giving up on you guys. I'm hoping to come back as soon as I can. So just a little announcement. But yeah, Patreon will still be live. Ben and Lou will still be live. The YouTube will still be live. Everything will still be going. The Discord will still be going. You can still contact me if you want, guys, to have a chat. When I get 5-10 minutes, I will chat to you. It's not a problem. I will try and jump on when I'm free, if I'm free. Yeah, but it is what it is. So massive apologies. Yeah, next week will be the next one. And I'm thinking maybe next week I might, I don't know if Ben and Lou are cool with it, do like an open show. I'll put the link in the chat room if you guys want to come live and sort of have a chat.
Sure.
Yeah, it'd be nice to do that. I'd have like not a farewell, but I see you later kind of show.
Yeah. See you soon sort of show. End of the day, we've still got the talk on the 24th of September that we're doing in Walsall. Yep. We've also still got Ben and Lou's wedding coming up, which I'll be there for that, 100%. So end of the day, it is what it is. But end of the show. Don't forget, Ben and Lou will be live on Sunday. Ben will be talking demonology. That's going to be live at 7:30 or 8:30.
7:30.
Live at 7:30. So do not miss that one. And we'll be live again next week. Lou's also playing a divination show, so keep an eye on the Facebook page because that will be going up very, very soon. Yeah, apart from that, guys, that's it from us this week. Big shout out to everyone in the chat. You've been absolutely amazing tonight. Really, really enjoyed it tonight. We had like 15, 16 tonight. So that's not bad considering it's like 31 degrees. Where everyone would be out sunbathing or something.
Yeah. Or walk with the dog, which we're going to do in a minute now. It's slightly cooler and not blazing sun.
Yeah. Double roof or walk.
I'm dying. What's going on here, guys? I'm only taking a break for a little while. Like, look, we'll miss you, Damon, but we understand.
Yeah, Damon, that's it. Really, you're gone.
You're dead to us. After next week, you're just dead to us.
Ah,
brown bread. He'll understand that.
Brown bread.
Brown bread. If you brown bread.
Cockney rhyming slang. What is going on? She's off down a pig's ear. Rubber dub to have a pig's ear, you know what I mean?
No, sorry. That's about as far as I go.
Rubber dub means pub, pig's ear is beer. But if you want to do some research into Cockney rhyming slang, look up what grizzle and grunt is, okay?
No.
Have a look.
No. No, I think that's something else, Damien. I think that's rude.
No, that's Cockney rhyming slang, 100%. Or have a look what a baked bean is as well. Who the baked bean is.
Right.
Now that's not rude. In East London, the baked bean, we call her the baked bean. It's the Queen. Yeah.
Very good. Very good.
Shut up. Right, so do not forget Sunday, lock into Ben and Lou. We're off skis. Take care, look after yourselves, and I will see you next week. From us here at the Other Dimension, it's bye from me and it's bye from Ben and Lou. And just remember, if there's no other explanation, there is always the other dimension.